Hello my dear friends, it's Yuri Tsvetkov, and today I want to make one more video research of such an interesting subject and the golf performance and probability of predictions in the golf tournaments. What I'm talking about mostly, you see that predictions are highly interesting subject in the human history, and for most of us, not only in golf but also in the business and many other fields of our life. And it's a very interesting subject, which is mostly based not on the ability of some people to predict, but on the demand which other people have for predictions. So currently most of us have experienced that most of predictions are that they are probable, that are not determining of result, they just have some kind of probability. And in this connection, nobody can predict with, to be sure when he make predictions, but just with some of probability. And even the experts in different fields usually have probability which is very close to the 50% only. But all of us, most of us, are thinking that if you are a specialist in any kind of activity, you must have prediction power. And in this connection, those specialists, those experts, they have the job to always concentrate us on their successful predictions, and we need to forget the unsuccessful predictions. Plus that, it's very interesting subject because maybe most of you is also know that before something happened, we have absolutely different opinion about results of this event. But after something happen, we are changing not only our opinion about what is happening, but also we're changing our opinion about our mind, which we had about this event. So what I'm talking about, for example, many people have concentrated on the Will Zalatoris before the Masters only because he was a newcomer on the Masters. And this connection, it was highly interested that nobody before him, the last golfer who have win the Masters were the winner in the 1979. So it was more than 40 years from those times. And in this connection, all have think that, okay, Bill Zalatoris have not so many chances to be among the winners of this tournament or among the leaders of this tournament. But after these events were happened and he was on the second position, we have founded a lot of opinions that Will Zalatoris have many reasons to do it, because that we have, before event will happen, we just trying to receive information from all those facts which we have, which is talking us that he couldn't achieve excellent results. After this event, what happened, and he was second, we are finding information which is useful for to find the facts why was it happened. Actually, he was very good golfer who was in the 15 best golfers in the FedEx Cup, and in this connection he have not less reasons to be among the leaders of the Cup, and maybe he have Masters, and maybe he have had little bit more reasons to be in leaders on the Masters than Justin Rose, for example, on that moment, because he had not so good long-term performance. I mean that performance during the last year. So this is very interesting subject, and sorry that I have spent too much time for that, because without explaining those facts, it will be highly difficult to explain you my real task. So my real task is not to make prediction. My real task is just to make some kind of expectations and to find the figures which could describe us. Maybe will not have the prediction power, but they will explain us the current conditions of the separate golfers and how seriously these current conditions and this current performance is different from their long-term performance. what I'm talking about. I have made some videos, and you can find it in the playlist about the golf statistics videos, where I can try to explain that even 3 holes during each round is very good platform, the facts for the making some kind of expectation of the game of these golfers during this round, in this time and in this place. And they are based on the 2 performance analysis methods. First one is approaching proximity, which explains us the conditions of the golfer in current situation for his full swings shots. And the second one is proximity of first putt proximity. It is showing us the conditions of the golfer in the short game, on the green and sometimes and oftenly around the green. So in this case we have information about two qualities of the performance of the golfer. And we can understand on the first 3 holes, is he playing better than average, and is he playing better than average that the best golfers in this industry, in his tournaments, in his competitors, and can we expect from him better results, the excellent results in this day? My idea is to make such analysis for understanding, could this golfer show excellent result today? The excellent result is -8 and better. It's very rare results, which are very different from the average performance of any golfer. So, excuse me for such long speech in the beginning. Now we will analyze the facts. First of all, I am taking information about the first starters in the RBC Heritage, which is starting today, and I'm putting this information in the spreadsheet. The Google spreadsheet is amazingly excellent to do it. So first one was Danny Lee. He have started from, we are analyzing his performance on the 10 to 12 holes. So on the first hole he have approaching from the distance 166 yards. And his ball was on the green in 11 feet and 0 inches to the hole. So his proximity in this shot in yardage were 3.4 and in percentage it was 2.1. Plus that he have made just 1 putt from the distance 11 feet and 0 inches, and the ball have stayed in the hole. So if he made just 1 putt, we are calculating proximity of the first putt is 0. And so in this connection we have the figure 0 here. On the second hole he have played from distance 158 yards. And he was also on the green, and proximity of his approaching were 12 feet and 8 inches. In yards it was 3.9 approximately, and in percentage it was 2.5. So his first putt were amazingly excellent, and the ball have stayed just in 1 inch, 1 inch from the hole. In this connection it's approximately 3 from 100 in the yards. On the next hole he was not so highly successful with his approach, and the ball was in the bunker after his second shot, and it was in the 51 feet and 4 inches from the hole. So in yards is 15.9, and proximity in percentage was 9.8. And after that he have made the scrambling. He have saved the par, because after his shot from the bunker the ball was in 2.9 yards to the hole. Oh, excuse me, and here we need to change the figure. And he have made just 1 putt. and his putt again from this distance were in the hole. In this connection, we are receiving his average figures, and his average figures were on the first 3 holes. In yardage, the average proximity of the approaching 7.7 yards. In the percentage, 4.8%, and first proximity of the first putt was 0.001. So amazing first putt proximity. And in this connection, how relative are those figures? And this way we are calculating the figures for some of his competitors. And I want to concentrate mostly on the Lucas Gloves, who also played on the same holes as Mr. Lee, and Matt Wallace, who also played from 10 to, we're analyzing his performance from 10 to 12 holes. So they were very close to each other, but we can see that Matt Wallace was much more better, if it's possible to say much more better, in the proximity of the approaching, because you see that the average figures of proximity for the Lucas Gloves was 4.8, and the average proximity of approaching in the percentage was 3.1. But for Matt Wallace it was amazingly huge figures, 2.9 in yardage and 2% at average in the approaching to the green proximity. So it's excellent figures. And in the putting, he was also a little bit better than Lucas Gloves. He had just 0.07 yards to the hole average proximity, and the Lucas Gloves had 1.11. They have made all the greens and regulation, 100% of greens and regulations on the 3 first holes, and the scoring for both of them were -2 after 3. So, how seriously are those figures, different with the average figures of the best golfers? We can see the results of the 4 golfers who were interesting during the Masters, the last Masters event, and here is not short performance of these golfers, but average results for them during this season. In this connection, we can certainly need to understand that those average results are mostly received from the very different distances, including distances from 275 yards. As we have seen before, our golfers today mostly played from the little bit different distances, and this connection is certainly influencing. But from the other side, the average proximity is certainly different from those results which we are looking in the best round. In this case, we can expect that today, according with the previous figures which I have received from such researchers, we can expect from the Matt Wallace, from Lucas Gloves, in less cases from Harry Higgs, because Harry had not so perfect figures today, and not so perfect figures first of all in the putting. In this connection, his figures we are analyzing less, because he have a little bit less percentage and little less probability to play today -8 or something like that. But somebody from those guys, Danny Lee, Lucas Gloves and Matt Wallace, have met many reasons to play today -8 or something like that. So in this connection, I hope that if this if this method of researching will be successful, I hope to make it more, to spread it more in the golf community, because it seems that most of us who are involved in the expectation of the results of golfers mostly are based on the 2 subjects. First of all, how strongly we love this golfer, how strongly we like him, and the second one, his last results. how oftenly he was on the pages of the on the first pages of the different information sources, and how oftenly we have listened about him, and how you know that kind information we can listen about him. But this is not always the reason to expect from him that he will repeat his results which were received 1 week older, for example. The same situation with the Dustin Johnson, for example. In my opinion, the betting on the golf is not interesting, and it's a negative expectation game. In this connection, I will not recommend you to play to betting of the golfers. But if you decide to bet, it's much more better to bet for the golfer in those moments when he have not so good performance as his average one or as his best one. Because in this situation all the public is not so highly interested in this golfer. But the problem of the betting industry is that mostly all golfers are overvalued, even in the situation when they are undervalued for the for previous betting for them. Thank you very much for your attention. Unfortunately, this video was not so short as I have expected, but from the other side I have explained my opinion about the predictability, and in this connection in next videos I will need not to do it, and I will just to send you to this video if you would like to have my opinion about it. I hope that, really hope that this information will be really interesting and useful for you, because when you are concentrated not just only on the picture which we are looking for, we have a different different minds, and we have different opinions what we need to train in to play better golf. We are all limited in the time which we can spend for golf. Some of us is limited in the sources which we can spend for golf, and in this connection the golf need to be more affordable for us. And if we are concentrating in our training process and in our practicing on the highly important components of our game, the weak components of our game are those ones which would need to be improved, we will have much more better performance, and we will have more pleasure, more golf endorphins from the process of our golfing. So I have a good game, have a good golf all over the golf. Hope to see you on my channel. Bye bye.